So, I don't know how many people are in here because this is never accurate up here, but I'm going to try and record and stream at the same time. So I like to upload the preloaded, pre-recorded ones because the live streams will get around 500 views tops, and the pre-recorded get around 1,000 to 2,000 views. So I am going to try and record while I'm streaming. Just for the best of both worlds. Now, this is a challenge because the piece of junk computer I use to do stuff on here is a quad-core Intel Xeon, which is actually a pretty decent processor, but the PCH is dying, and the SSD has been in high temperature alarm for 4 months, and this never shuts off. I know the PCH is dying because sometimes the data transfer speeds just go completely slow. I've replaced the drives, I've replaced the cable. It's a piece of junk. It's gonna fail, and it is what it is. But I want to try and see if it can stream and record at the same time without having too many issues. So it looks like the one person that always dislikes the stream is still here. Probably the person that called me a criminal earlier. I don't know, but. So we have a different board. This is, so who can guess, if I don't drop my wireless keyboard, so who in here can guess what kind of board this is or what it's from? So look at this board. It's massive. It's the size of my head. It's bigger than my head. So who can guess what manufacturer this board is from? And we'll see if anyone has any guesses, and I'm going to go grab the enclosure. Who's here? Q's Tech Service, Tom is here, Chuck is here, Sparky's Tech Corner is here. I couldn't imagine this stream is going to get that much viewership this late at night. But take your guesses on what that is, and I will grab the screen from it. Dell, Razer, no. Where's the model number? ThinkPad P50. So this is the first ever documented case of ThinkPad P50 motherboard failure. So this is a pretty strange one, and it's probably going to end up a no fix, but I'm still going to try and fix it anyway. Let me move the camera a little bit over. I need some water. My throat is dry. I will be right back. Because I need water. Without water, I won't be able to fix anything. Okay. So I'm going to start recording here very shortly. Now this is an ancient ThinkPad. That's a, this is a 2016 with a Skylake CPU. Oh, cool. You guys can get to see the hidden part of my mess. Okay, so people in chat, let me know if it starts lagging or whatever happens, because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So here we go. Today we have a ThinkPad P50 motherboard with an Intel Xeon processor and I believe a Quadro P2000 graphics card that does not turn on. So with this particular board, if we plug it in, wherever the DC-in connector is on this, right here. So if we plug it in and hit the power button, we will actually get fan spin. So both fans spin, but after a few seconds, they both shut off. So it kind of turns on, but it shuts right off after. So we're going to check a few things in the system and go from there. So when I think of an issue like this, I kind of suspect either a major rail is missing, like CPU vCore or GPU vCore, something like that, or there's something else off in the power sequence. Now, on most Intel-based boards, if you get vCore, you're pretty much there on power sequence. Now, we don't have a schematic for this. There's no schematic that exists for this. So we can only guess. If we switch over to microscope view and look by the CPU, we see some coils. These are your vCore coils. Same should be with the GPU. Or maybe not. So these are going to be your CPU vCore coils. There may also be some on the back, depending on the board. So yes, there's some right here too. That's probably for GPU vCore being right on the other side. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to go ahead and pull this heatsink off and have a look underneath. So I'm going to pull this heatsink off real quick. If I could find my Phillips screwdriver, because that's never anywhere to be found when I need it. No matter how organized your tools are, there's always going to be a tool missing. Always. Yeah, thought I almost dropped it and I jumped. I looked at my channel earlier and saw the old review of your site. Chuck, that whole site right now is going to get overhauled. The whole site that exists right now is getting overhauled. I made the mistake of posting a pre-release copy in chat the other night, and I even said this is a very early pre-release. And I got an email of someone mad about spelling errors. Well, your site has a lot of errors, this and that. Then I got another comment saying the same thing. It's like, I said it was pre-release. I said it wasn't even close to being released, and you're here complaining. Yeah, the new site is going to completely just kill the old site. It won't even be close to. Okay, so I was wrong in the last video because I said the coils right here are for GPU, and these are actually for CPU. These are actually GPU. So CPU vCore is right over here. Yeah, then I really like the hide feature on YouTube because there's a lot. Someone said by doing this with customers' devices, by the way you started by working on customers' devices without being fully confident this is criminal or this is practically criminal. So get out of here. Okay, so these are the CPU coils, not over here. So this is the CPU voltage regulation right here. So we have our FETs or VRMs. The new boards, anything Skylake pretty much, is going to have these stupid things. It's not really a MOSFET anymore. It's something a lot different. It's like basically an integrated PMIC. So when I do the recording, I'll correct that. So I'm going to jump back on recording. Nobody's complained yet about frame rate loss, so I think we're okay. Unspecified error has occurred while recording. That's not good. Let's try again. Okay, with the heatsink removed, we can actually see that the coils earlier that I was pointing out are actually for the NVIDIA GPU and not the CPU. So this is the CPU right here, and we notice we don't have any coils by it. However, we look on the other side and we see our CPU VRM. So we have our 5 phases here. Yeah, 5 phases, which is actually pretty nice compared to Apple's 3-phase design. This is actually pretty good design here. So what we're going to do is go ahead and plug it in and measure CPU vCore. Now in Intel-based systems, if CPU vCore comes up, we're pretty much working. So we're pretty much working and okay as long as vCore comes up as far as power rail sequence. So we are going to plug in the charger one more time. Now we only have a minute before it shuts off. So what I'm going to do is let's go over to this view. Here's my meter. And I'm going to measure CPU V-core as it's turning on. So I'm going to try and position my meter and hit the power button. And nothing. Is our DC inboard plugged in? Wait. Okay, so we get 1.9 volts on V-core, and it shuts as soon as, obviously, it's going to shut right off because that's the weird issue this board has. So we're actually getting V-core, but it's not actually doing anything. So I don't know Lenovo boards. There is no schematics out on this board. This board is a very reliable board that doesn't really fail often. What I do know from experiences on other devices, Skylake, especially the PCH, tends to be a really lousy architecture and tends to fail a lot. However, what I've heard recently is Windows 10 doing BIOS updates via Windows Update. So, what has to tell the CPU what to do, or the PCH what to do, is the BIOS. So, if the CPU isn't being told what to do, if it's basically just turning on, but there's no instruction for it to do anything, it's probably going to turn off. I don't know the exact firmware that's on it. I don't know the exact I don't know exactly what the CPU is supposed to do if it doesn't have an instruction. On a MacBook, it'll usually quarter fan spin. If you take off the BIOS on a MacBook, it's going to quarter fan spin on some boards. So our only educated guess at this point is either going to be the PCH or the BIOS chip. BIOS chips, the flashes can go wrong from time to time, so someone might have did an update, unplugged it, or things like that. This is the BIOS chip right here. At least it resembles a BIOS chip. WinBond should be the BIOS chip. So we're going to go ahead and change this. Do I see a new decal on the door? Says Bailey. That decal has been there for a while. So Sparky's Tech Channel says, Lewis recommended your channel. Good job in your business. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so BIOS. A model number of the board in chat? I don't even know where the model number of this is. Yeah, I'm not going to write all those numbers. Don't even see, let's see. HSB, vendor HSB. That's the only numbering I see on it. Has this black coating all over it. So, let me go grab a BIOS chip. That clearly did not come from a questionable vendor. Yeah, not at all. This actually came from Taiyubi, Taiwan. So this was actually probably a Lenovo leak. We'll see. But so here's our package. Right, all the stamps on it. Pretty cool. This came from New Taipei City, Taiwan. So pretty cool. We're gonna open this. Hopefully there's none. Hopefully they put the right one in there. Like where else are you gonna find a BIOS chip for this model? Should be just fine. You'd think the way that these come in something like this, Customs probably thinks this is something else. Or if someone opened it. It's I mean. Okay, picture it this way. If I had this in my pocket and got searched, I mean, they're gonna look at me kind of funny. And when I tell them it's a BIOS chip, the way it's packed. I really hope this works. I know it's probably not going to work knowing Skylake, but you know, give it a try. Nothing hurts to try. It's a $35 chip. If I don't fix this board, I lose $35. If I do fix it, I make $300. So, and try finding a BIOS dump for this. The chip is fine. It's just the program. So I can't just call Lenovo and say, hey, you know, I need a BIOS dump for this. They're not going to give it to me. Now there's the BIOS update files, but I don't really think I can do anything with those. But I'm sure if someone knows more about BIOS coding, then they could. But I don't know anything about BIOS coding or BIOS anything. Have a programmer, but I never used it. And this is a pain to get this chip out of here. I don't want to touch the pins because I don't want to screw up the flash. Here we go. Chip is out. Move the board so I don't burn the RAM slot. I'm going to go record again. How much did you invest in everything? So starting, get what you need. Get what you need to start fixing stuff, and then as time goes on, you'll get more expensive stuff. But this whole setup I have, as far as oscilloscope, soldering iron, power supply quick, microscope, you know, I'd say that the workbench equipment is $5,000 at least, but I didn't buy that all at once. I had no money. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and hit start record again. So I'm going to take special care not to burn the RAM slot because that's right here. So I move the board around. We're going to take note of our orientation right here. The alignment pin on the chip and the alignment pin on the board. Go ahead and pull this off. I'm going to retain this to the side just in case it doesn't work. There's really no need to wick these pads. I could probably just leave the lead free and put some Amtech 213 down, but I'm going to put some leaded solder on it, make the pins nice. That'll also remove any of the lead free. A little flux down. And let's grab our new chip. Hopefully this will work. Good enough. Let it cool down because we don't want to turn it on when it's too hot, even though it's probably fine. This is a pretty thick board. I mean, I don't think we would overheat it by putting heat on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do the same thing. We're going to measure V-core, and we are going to hope that this does not shut off. So, who are we kidding? It's going to shut off, but it was worth the try. So we're going to plug this in. We are going to measure. It's on voltage. Put one lead through here. Hit the power button. Come on, V-core. Takes a minute to come up sometimes. Okay, so now what it does is nothing. So now, let's plug it in again. It just flashed and nothing. So that probably means I got scammed on the BIOS chip. Yeah, so if we plug it in, it flashes a few times. And it's dead. Let's plug in our fans real quick. Yeah, this is what I get from buying BIOS chips from a questionable source. I mean, there's nowhere else to get that BIOS. I mean, it's not like you're going to find that anywhere. So yeah, most likely that's a blank chip. That, yeah, typical scammers. So it flashes. Dead. BCH is warm. CPU is cold. Is the chip programmed? It's supposed to be programmed. 1971 says, what motherboard is this? It's from a ThinkPad P50. Not going to waste too much more time with this. Let's see if all the pins are soldered. Let's put a little bit more solder on those, or just touch them up, just in case. Because I solder like an idiot half the time. But no, that's good. Are you kidding me? That pin wasn't soldered. I'm an idiot. Yeah, if I saw this soldering, like with this wispy stuff, if I saw this on a board that, um, if I saw that on a board that someone sent here, I would think like, what moron screwed with this? And then now it's, the moron is me. Make these pins look nice and shiny. So the magic of flux. Flux can make everything better in the world. Except when you create a bridge like this. Even still makes everything better. So let's try it one more time. See if we get the same behavior. Let's plug in the charger. And let's see. And it stays green now. But for how long will it stay green? So let's measure CPU V-core again. And we get the same shutoff behavior. Which is sad. But maybe stuff needs to be connected. Okay, so it kicks on. 1.09 volts, nothing. So let's see if it posts. I'm going to put the heatsink back on. Let's plug everything in the enclosure. Well, some stuff in the enclosure. And we'll see if it works. You have a reader to check if that's programmed? I do. But we know it's programmed because it got vCore. I see you got Lewis's mic. Not yet, actually. This is still my old one, and Lewis TeamViewered in the other day and changed OBS settings. Yeah, but I have a reader. I just don't want to check that right now. I'm not going to put fresh thermal paste on. I'm just going to put the heatsink on, put it in the enclosure, plug some stuff in, and we'll see if it posts. Because the BIOS is really our only hint at that. Most of these posting issues on Ivy Bridge are going to be PCH related. Almost always is PCH related. Why don't you read the data from the old one? Well, because I think the data on the old one is screwed up, and that's why it doesn't work. What the heck? Why won't this go on? There we go. Yeah, I know, it does sound 10 times better. I listened to one of the new videos, and I listened to one of the old ones before the encoder was set right. And yeah, you guys are right, it did sound awful. Yeah, that was awful. I agree. 100% agree, that sounded awful. Give me 1 second after I put the screws in this and get this stuff. I have to send an invoice real quick and pack something for shipping tomorrow because I kind of forgot. Is this a personal laptop? No, it's not mine. Someone sent it to me. I would not have gone this far if it was a personal laptop. Yeah, it doesn't turn on. Okay. Put it in the pile. Get a new one. Oh, it didn't have RAM. That's a problem. Yeah, so it didn't have RAM. Let's put RAM in it. That's like the second time this has got me. On the desktop that I had, that I built, same thing, no RAM in it. It doesn't post. Why? Well, we gotta put RAM in it. Yeah, RAM is a good thing. So now if we put a RAM stick in it, watch this thing post. Let's just watch the fan. OBS. Nice fan, copper fan, nice and shiny. An actual thermal design. So maybe due to the board not having RAM in it, maybe that was causing our posting issues. So I'm going to go ahead and try this one more time. Let's plug in our DC in board. And we'll watch the fan spin. And hopefully stay spinning and not shut off. Because that would be nice if I fix this board. So, charger's plugged in. Gonna hit the power button. The fan spins. And stop spinning still. So, let's try it reassembled. Caroline is here. Alright, let me put this thing back together. I don't want to put it, but why does it have to be put back together? I hate reassembling stuff. I really don't like reassembling stuff. I don't even remember how to put this back together, let alone have it work. So, I don't know. It's a ThinkPad, not a MacBook. My ThinkPads usually end up with broken threads when I take them apart. So here's the screen. Here's the roll cage and keyboard that I have no idea where it goes or what to do with it. That's it. What the heck is this stuff? I don't remember this. So check this out. I'm not going to put any of the screws in it, but this, where's my keyboard? So this is the roll cage, right? This is carbon fiber. This is a good design. There is drainage holes, okay, and little channels for the water to drain out the bottom of the laptop, and that's a really good design. And in addition to that, there is this stuff that's never going to go back on the board that's supposed to protect it for water resistance, but this stuff, when it doesn't get stuck to anything, covers the board for liquid resistance, and this is a good design. Yeah, I'll probably stick this and put it aside and try and stick that on later, but it's probably never going to go on again. So this, I don't know where this goes, but I have a brain, well, sort of a brain. So I could kind of see that there's a daughter board right here, I can kind of see that this probably fits around here to plug into the logic board. So instead of going on Facebook and posting, please brother, where does this cable go? I could kind of look at it and see there's a daughter board that needs a cable to go to the motherboard. And it actually might go, yeah, I think it goes this way. We'll find out. So with that being plugged in, there's this. Here's our trackpad. Intel Xeon, so nice server CPU in it. Not really, it's like a glorified i7. Check out Cmos Battery. Yeah, it's probably not that. I think I checked that. I see blinds are shut, so creepy job seekers don't creep on you. That still was creepy. That one day I was doing a live stream sitting here and I see a guy in the flower bed staring at me. That's just the weirdest thing in the world. Until you've had it happen, you don't know. It's just like one of these things, like, just go away, you know, leave me alone. Why are you staring at me through the window? Where's the board? Oh, here it is. Yeah, people are creepy. And the guy, he was probably watching the stream and then decided to come while I'm streaming. DC in board? Where's DC in board? Here it is, plugged in. Have you ever used Chinese T12 tips? Yes, no. I want to try them. I mean, I thought about buying them, and I may still buy them because they're cheap and try it. Hopefully, it doesn't burn up my iron. But yeah, I think I'll buy some. At least you're not locked out of the building because you went for a later night burrito without your keys. What happened? Yeah, that one guy that always leaves the one dislike. I don't know who that is, but it's pretty funny. We have to find out who that is. Somehow, some way, I will find you, the one dislike person. And I will give you what you deserve. Okay, so kind of need... Yeah, that one person has been there from like the dawn of time. Since I started... Okay, this is kind of cheap, I will admit. This palm rest is really flimsy. I mean, it's... But... What was I going to say? I forgot. So this thing goes on top of this thing, I think. Yeah, so... Yeah, this goes like this. Just gives us a little... It must be Kilted Tim. It wouldn't surprise me. We should all go to the Apple support communities and flood it with a video uploaded. How long do the tips last to the soldering iron? I've had one die, and yeah, I have a nice selection of 3-hole tips, or 4 tips, because one's in the iron. Yeah, they last a long time. So the display now. Wait, let's... I think the display goes on. Yeah, we will change the whole idea that certified repair is better than independent repair in no time. So I'm just going to set this in here and hopefully it doesn't fall. I'm going to rest this on my microscope. Plug in this cable, if it'll go in. I'm at the point now where I can't really take a day off. The last time I took, so I decided a few weeks ago, okay, I will take a weekend off. That ended up a disaster because everyone was yelling and complaining. So I don't do that anymore. It's not worth complaining to take time off. It's best just to go to work. And work. I need to get help here soon, so I have to work this late and this hard until I get that help. So maybe we'll have a late night live stream like this every night. Never know. Maybe one tomorrow morning too. Plug in this cable. Sparky's Tech Corner says, good night. I have an electrical nightmare on a Peterbilt to fix in the morning. Good night, and good luck with that issue. Let us know what you find on that. I kind of dislike diagnosing electrical problems on vehicles, especially when the harness, whatever, is up above something that your hands can't fit without taking off stuff. Hate doing that stuff. Garden Man might be able to give his son a job finally. The thing is, yeah, if you come in here and act like that and then get all disappointed when I tell you, no, I'm not going to hire you. You know, that's not good behavior. Keyboard. No, I have some people in mind. There's someone I really want to get working here, but just need to get a little bit more boards in here. I should send this to Lewis to fix. But I have to reflow the CPU before I send it to him. How's the new audio from Lewis? I haven't got the new audio from Lewis anymore. This is my old mic with changed encoder settings, no BS. A second dislike. It must be someone I banned today. Okay. Keyboard backlight? Keyboard backlight? Image? No image. Okay, so at least it stays on now. But no image. Is the ThinkPad light? So the ThinkPad light is lit now. But there's still no image. But the keyboard light just turned on again. And now the fans spun up and the keyboard backlight turned on again. Yeah, this sounds really nightmarish. A third dislike? Wow. Interesting. What? No, this works. It just gave me a Lenovo symbol. This thing works. I just saw Lenovo come up on the screen. That's amazing. Look at this. Fixed. And look, it works. I fixed it. Check. What? Bad CRC of security. Yeah, we don't care about any of this. Who cares? This computer is equipped with CompuTrace. Okay, screw you. What's the thing that has the data on it called? The SSD. Where's that thing? But yeah, this works. I fixed the ThinkPad. I fixed the unkillable ThinkPad. So SSD. Where is the SSD on this thing? Because I could have sworn the little parts holder I had didn't have an SSD in it. So I'm happy I fixed the ThinkPad. What shampoo do you use? Yeah, goodbye. The creeps have arrived. Alright. So there doesn't appear to be an SSD with this. Exit discarding changes. Yes. And now I have to put this thing back together. But let's have a look. Lenovo. Yeah, I think they didn't send the SSD with it. Escape to continue. Come on, Windows, something or other come up, not just BIOS. I don't know, I think SSD is on the board. Now it shut off. Or did it? The light's still on. Lenovo. It appears to be boot looping. Okay, let's do some hardware testing. Let's go to boot menu. Because I don't remember seeing an SSD on this. But wait. It had these little things for SSD, but it didn't have an SSD in it. Boot menu. Discard changes, yes. Yeah, I'm not going to upload this. I'm just going to do it on live stream. But why won't you get out of here? Exit discarding changes, F12. I'm going to boot into the hardware test if it has one. So this is proof enough it works. Let's run hardware test, quick test. See, they include good diagnostic software, unlike Apple. Now let's see how many dislikes I've gotten. Is the SSD easily accessible? Did someone dig deep to get it out? No, it's right there. Teresa, yes, this is an impossible to remove label. That is a disgusting practice of complete disrespect. Probably a bad comm link signal into one of the chips. I have no idea. Yeah, an MSATA on the board? Well, I don't think so. I think maybe. Yeah, I agree, Bailey. I was pretty happy when that thing turned on. Because yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. If only I could keep the ThinkPad P50. But no, that was a bad BIOS flash, and that's pretty typical. What's time over here right now? 12:02 a.m. And once this completes what it's doing, I'm gonna go grab a MacBook to fix. Instead of sleeping. And I have to be somewhere at 8 in the morning tomorrow. Shorted diode? No, it was the BIOS chip. Teresa, no bedtime. No. So yeah, this all passed, I think. Everything passed. I don't know if this is touch or not. System information. Let's make sure it sees everything right. Lenovo P50. Sound seems right. Motherboard information. Main motherboard, whatever. No idea. But yeah, fixed. So on to the next one. This is a success. I have to kind of take this all apart, and this will be reassembled. And yeah, this was a nice fix. I'm happy I fixed this. Alright, no reality, I do have to get going here because I probably shouldn't be here until 2 a.m. I learned my lesson on doing that. So I will rename the stream title to Teresa. Don't. Now I'm going to have to go do that. So yeah, thank you. Dan the plumber is here. Yeah, my laptop is actually, hopefully it does not fail as soon as the customer gets it back. No, you shut up. You should know. No, it's not going to fail. Don't wish that upon me. Don't wish that upon me. So someone, the one dislike, someone removed it. That's good. Yeah, I probably just repeated this because I'm exhausted, but my laptop that I use is actually a ThinkPad T420. Put the old chip. No, I'm not going to do that. That's pointless. That's wasting time. I don't have time to do that. Okay, so this is fixed. It was a success, and with this being a successful fix, I'm going to end my night in a good mood and not pick up another one out of the pile that's probably going to be a dead CPU. So thank you for watching, and I'll probably be on tomorrow.